stress upon whenever we talk about, oh, that's such a bad habit, don't do this. But here, all of us have this. So we just have to say, oh, ants have these bad brain habits. Everybody has this. We have to be kind to ourselves. We have to be empathetic to ourselves. We have to be loving to ourselves to be able to overcome. If we ourselves say the self-talk, oh, these ants are bad brain habits, it won't work. Trust me. I'm talking from this gray hair wisdom, not just as a neuroscientist too. So just say, oh, these are just that bad brain habit happened again. I want to be aware. And also say, these unchecked ants, we know, they take over because this is coming from the manas, the habitual mind. It doesn't take any effort. These bad brain habits, they choose them for us. This is why we react. This is why we get stressed out. So what do? As I already said, we need to be using our higher center of the brain, our willful mind, our conscious mind, our rational mind, which takes a lot of effort. Then only will we be able to overcome. There's always saving grace, right? Just like in nature, there's antidotes that are provided for everything in nature, just like that yin-yang principle. There is saving grace even with these ants. The good news is most of the ants are false. Take it from me. You can test it out and see most of the ants that we get are false. And most important thing is you and only you have that power. These ants, nobody else has. Others might become more aware of our ants, but only we have that power. This, as a scientist, for me, is so empowering, you know. Yes, the problem is within us, but the solution is also within us. And when we bring out the solution, that is what is empowering. And rule number one, or the solution for us to evolve as better human beings. Again, please take this as you say to your students, put it in caps and underline 3 times and highlight it whichever color that you like. Whenever I like something, this is how I do it. What is that? How do we evolve as human beings? The way to evolve as human beings is to figure out the solution that is already within us. We don't know that yet. This is the neuroscientific way of evolving into better human beings. And whether we know it or not, we are born as human beings. We have evolved into human beings starting from a single-celled amoeba, or even as mRNA, like our present coronavirus. We have started from mRNA and evolved into these as human beings. And the reason we have evolved into human beings is only one cause. That goal is common for everybody, is to be evolving into better human beings. And how do we evolve? Not by acquiring knowledge and information and many other materialistic things, including our own titles and statuses and whatnot. Absolutely not. But to figure out the solution for all the problems that we fearful neuroscience message. And truly, this is the reason I have come back after having lived for several decades in US to be able to spread this message in the most scientific manner. All I'm trying to do is to strike that match and show you that fire is within you already. In a similar manner, to overcome this ants, which is what is preventing us to evolve, which is what is preventing us to be happier. We have everything what we need. If we can strike that, the internet, which we are now, maybe as the days pass by, we will get into each of these anteaters, but this will take time. As I said earlier, today I'm going to show you how to overcome these ants in a jiffy. All of this take more time. How do we overcome these ants in a jiffy? By being self-aware. Others know our negativity bias or the negative thoughts that we have. And we have heard from either our children or from our spouses or from our friends, what happened to you after that promotion, after you became the principal? You were so happy and whatnot. Now you're so worried and anxious and so negative. What happened to you? We have heard this many a times. Others know about our negativity, but we need to be aware of our own negative thoughts, not thought patterns, our own negative attitude, our own negative habits. That is being self-aware. And once we are aware of our own negative thoughts, and the next thing what we want to say is that saving grace, most of these ants are false. So let me put this ant, what I have right now, into a test, true or false test. At best, you will come up saying that, I don't know. That is enough for us to overcome. This is how you can actually come out of that negativity in a jiffy. Because as they say, self-awareness is what gives us that power to decide what to do with what we feel and how we feel. So being self-aware is so powerful, and it is the most powerful function of a human being. And this is what truly separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom. So how should we be self-aware, and why should we be self-aware? We saw why we should be. I will say it in a moment. Why we should be, and especially this is the most important quality of a leader, whether it's a flexible leader, a conscious leader, or a mindful leader. Because only when we are self-aware, this happens on a moment-to-moment basis, then we are able to self-regulate our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts. We will be able to control our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts. We will be able to discipline our own emotions and feelings and our thoughts. This is why we need to be self-aware. And this is not a stage to reach. It's on a moment-to-moment basis. And in the same manner, and in a similar manner, the way we evolve as human beings is on a moment-to-moment basis. It is not a stage to reach. We have reached the ultimate stage. We have evolved into human beings. And when we are going to evolve as better human beings, it is on a moment-to-moment basis. Yes, sometimes we may fall down. It's okay, but we have the ability, we have the power, we have the capacity to come up the very next moment. And that capacity is within us. And that is how we evolve. And how do we become self-aware? I will just say this and then close, because the way we become self-aware is by being mindful. We have covered what mindfulness is last session, and we will be covering more and more of how to be mindful. What does mindfulness mean as we go along? As long as we know how to be self-aware, being non-judgmental, by being empathetic on ourselves, being kind to ourselves about our own negative thoughts, Be kind, be empathetic, be non-judgmental about your own negative thoughts, even if they are hatred, even if they are jealous thoughts, it doesn't matter. Be kind to yourself. That is what being mindful. By being self-aware, we can overcome. And we have seen this last slide as we go along with all of those. How can we neurosculpt ourselves? By sculpting away our own ants, as you see in that picture. And Rakal, I promise you this is the last slide. Actually, I can stop here. As we go along with these questions, I can take up this last slide later, because this is just an answer to the questionnaire. Now you see why I become so passionate about this particular message, wherein I cross all borders, I break all the rules, even the ones that Aditi has put in, even the ones Rakal has put in. I know, Rakal, you tried so hard to try and tell me, but this is where I had given a heads up, saying that I couldn't have done justice if I did not break the rule of going over. I'm sorry about that, but this is all so important. It's very close to my heart. Thank you. I'm going to open up the floor, Lalita. I think it is